All right, y'all, we back with another one. This High Time Reviews. We doing Growing Up Hip Hop, Season 7, Episode 4. So we start the episode out with basically Twist and Sean basically in the car, just catching up. You know, Sean telling Twist about how TT's trying to move to LA, make that their permanent home. And he's really not feeling it. He kind of thinks that they can get more from Jamaica, or they can, you know, the commute hasn't been that hard for them, so they just pretty much been doing that. So now that TT is trying to make LA home, I think Sean is on like the fence because he like, the commute from Jamaica to LA is a lot different from Jamaica to wherever they were staying prior to that. I'm guessing that's New York or whatever. Twist got his teeth done. So you can, that's like the first thing I know, his teeth done. So I'm like, oh God, when did he get his teeth done? So it's the two of them basically talking about cosmetic surgeries because Sean is talking about getting his hairline pulled down. Twist already got his teeth done. So it's like this whole big thing where Sean ended up making this ignorant ass comment about Tyra Banks and how he don't want to have a Tyra Banks hairline. Wait a minute, man.
Look like, you know, Tyra Banks hairline. Bro, why would, no, what Tyra do to you?
Wait a minute, man. Like, Tyra Banks is Tyra Banks. Like, you're just Sean, TT's baby father, and then TT is just Pepper's niece, bro. Like, y'all are pretty much nobodies for you to say that you don't want Tyra Banks' hairline. Ignorant as shit. I guess we just gonna let it slide because of CV or whatever. But Twist ended up crying about how he lost his ex-girlfriend and how the new girl ain't his ex. And honestly, you didn't even treat the new girl like she was your new girl. So at the end of the day, bro, neither one of them clearly mad. Get to the doctor's office. The doctor basically tells Sean, like, basically tell me exactly where you want your hairline to be. And he tells him, like, well, we pay per follicle. So he like, all right, cool. This is where I want it. He like, all right, well, that's going to be 2,000 follicles. So basically, in the long run, it's like 1,000 a follicle. So he literally about to pay 20 grand for a hairline, and they haven't even decided where they about to live yet. Next scene, you got Vanessa and Denise meeting up poolside, and you know, Denise like, oh, it's my day off. You know, JoJo got the babies, this, that, and that. She like, I'm just relaxing. I'm gonna just kick back today. So Vanessa come out, and honestly, Vanessa been self-conscious about her weight for a while. You feel me? Like, and the thing is, Vanessa actually don't look bad.
You know, I've always had my struggle, and then you know, after you have a baby, so good though. I look good from angles.
And Vanessa had kids. Like, so my thing is, stop acting like she's supposed to still look how she did when she was on Run's house. Like, that lady is a whole grown woman that has bared children. Her body ain't about to be like what it was. She already got the one light. Well, now she just trying to like sculpt it. And she looks good to be about to be 40. Like, she's 39. Like, she looks great for 39. So at the end of the day, I don't even understand what she's crying about. Like, what? And here's the thing. And Denise keep it real with her. Denise like, look, you going into this surgery, and she's saying like, you know, like, what's the side effects? Do you know, like, if your body is actually ready to do this? And she's saying like, make sure that if you get the work done, make sure you get your massages too, because women don't get the massages and their shit end up being hard as a motherfucker. So I don't know if she talking about getting a BBL, or if she talking about getting her body sculpted, or if she talking about getting a fat transfer or whatever. So then Vanessa asks about the draining, and honestly, they just talking about a BBL. That's what it sounds like to me. And I just don't see why Vanessa need a BBL. And Denise, what the fuck did Denise know about a BBL? She done had 2 kids. All right, so then in the next scene, you go from poolside to, I'm guessing, Denise and JoJo's spot. So you got Denise, Vanessa, and Cree all at the one place. And, you know, they basically just trying to figure out exactly where Cree and Brianna stand. My whole thing with that is they not going to stay nowhere, because Cree is going to stand 10 toes down on however she feel, and Brianna going to talk her shit. Like, y'all act as if Brianna ain't been talking her shit for 6-7 years on this show. Why are we acting surprised that Brianna talked shit about Cree on Instagram Live? Like, Cree ain't never bit her tongue. So in the midst of them basically sitting there discussing Bree and where Cree and Bree stand, JoJo end up walking in, and he basically like, look, if it's women talk, I ain't in it, you feel me? But what I will tell you is, like, one thing about Bree is who she is.
Let me give you an advice from me.
Okay.
Don't feed into it. You're gonna lose this game. This her game, Bree. I know you a big dog.
JoJo tell her, like, don't feed into it. Like, Bree loves this shit. Like, at the end of the day, Bree played this game and she played well. So Cree like, look, I tried to approach her and make it, you know, make it cordial between the two of us, especially if we're gonna be in the same circles. Like, but my thing is, Cree, let it go. Who cares if Bree fuck with you or not? Like, if you're not even friends with her like that, why do you care? So, mind you, JoJo never seen the live. So basically, Cree shows JoJo the live, and JoJo like, look, I ain't seen the live. So at the end of the day, like, they show it to him, and he like, oh, I ain't find nothing offensive about this live. You feel me? He took it as Brianna basically asking like, oh, she really hang with the Simmons, not actually like, oh, she hang with the Simmons, or is that for TV? No, what she said in the live was, is that for TV? We need to know what's real and what's fake. So basically, she's taking a shot at the fact that she hangs out with Vanessa and Angela, trying to say that it's only for TV. Cree ain't wrong. Cree ain't deciphering this shit wrong. Like, Brianna was talking shit. So they get to the point where they say, like, okay, well, there's a likelihood that she might be at Sequoia party. And here's my thing. I'm shocked that Sequoia even invited Cree, because last year, they was ready to jump on Sequoia. And the crazy thing is, they really got rid of Savannah. Like, everybody trying to act like they don't see that they literally fired Savannah. Like, where the fuck is Savannah? Exactly. So in the next scene, you got Tiny and Lazy, and they just expressing their feelings to each other. And somewhere down the line, they basically end up telling each other they love each other.
Because love is not secretive. It's open. It's happy.
Yeah, you can't help who you love, you know what I'm saying? So if that's how you feel, that's how I feel. We just gonna keep doing what we do.
He's trying to figure out what Sequoia's real beef is. He's trying to figure out is that nobody told her, or she was the last to know, or it was that I didn't tell her. And, you know, Tiny say, I think it's more that it didn't come directly from me versus her having to hear it around out in the streets for her. So he like, Lazy, like, I'm gonna try to have a conversation with her. We need to try to smooth everything over, because like, I can't help how I feel about you. Like, it is what it is. Like, and I'm not about to like stop fucking with you because she's mad. As you shouldn't, because again, y'all grown, she need to move on. So TT is basically doubling down on this whole LA being their home base shit. So in the next scene, you basically got her meeting with a realtor who shows them a house that's almost fucking $4 million, but then say to her, mid-threes. TT said, well, what's
for over $3 million.
Okay. What's over 3 million?
3.7. What? Is
That's
that
close to
almost 4? Yeah. That's when you round up. Over 5 is a round up. Yeah.
She say 3.7. Bitch, that's $4 million. It's $4 million. I don't know what the fuck Sean do for a living, but I know TTAs don't really do shit. So where the fuck they about to get $4 million? And listen, stop borrowing from Pepper. Everybody needs to stop borrowing from Pepper. Because y'all did ass wrong. Y'all around here looking at a $4 million house like the fuck y'all can, like, what do y'all do? Sean don't even like the house because he feel like the shit is too damn close. He said he feel like he could touch his neighbors. And basically, the fucking realtor basically tried to tell them, like, oh, in LA you pay for location versus anything else. But y'all in West Hollywood. Y'all in West Hollywood. And you telling me that my house has to be literally like houses that we got in my city? Where it might as well be like a new construction site. So you know how like when they build houses in the construction site and they build them all next to each other and shit, and then they make it like a whole bunch of cul-de-sacs and shit. That's what you might as well be telling them they about to live in LA for $4 million. So TT, instead of looking at a whole nother house, maybe a little bit lower in their budget or somewhere else, TT say that they should go up in budget. She's using this white man privilege because, again, what do she do that they feel like they could be talking about going from 3.7 to higher? She don't even want it. She want it pre-furnished. And she want to go a higher budget. Come on, man. And Sean tell her, like, I'm willing to go with your plan, but you ain't even got a plan. He said, you basically just want us to jump straight into living in LA and you don't have no plan. Matter of fact, where is Waith? Or Lath, or whatever the baby name is. Because they need to worry about that. On the next scene we got, because if you remember last week, Sequoia said that she was going to throw a skating party, you know. So this is the party. She gets there first. Everybody basically starts pouring in. And Cree come in, and her and Cree chop it up.
Thanks for coming. You look cute. Of course I'm inviting Cree. I definitely want to be the bigger person and let bygones be
I
bygones.
said, I'm just surprised. But I guess they try to keep it cute for TV because they want to make sure they can keep getting scenes together. So Twist come in. I feel like every time Twist show up to something, that nigga got on pajamas. Like, I understand he like to be comfortable, but he literally stays in pajamas. Now, Sequoia got so much beef about her mother dating a rapper, this, that, and the third. But this bitch be thirsty as shit for Lil Twist. Like, she literally, he came in the door, he hugged her. She like, boys, don't play with me because you know how easy I give it up. And I'm just like, damn. But you worried about your mother dating a rapper? But you willing to give it up to Twist and y'all ain't even had a fucking date? And now here's the fucked up part. Twist basically said that bitch is a weekend lover, Jamie Foxx. He said he don't see her Monday through Thursday. He said he's willing to hang with her Friday, maybe Saturday. I said, damn. And that's what he think of her. And I wonder how she feel when she see the confessional, when see this shit on TV. Like, so JoJo and Tanice show up. And honestly, everybody is looking a little hoochie. Everybody got the Hoochie Mama shorts on or something athletic, squeezing up on everything. Tanice looks good. And if you remember, I'm surprised Tanice got invited because Sequoia and Tanice had a beef because Tanice said that she felt like Tiny looked good to the point where she felt like Tiny was young. And Tanice took it as, I guess, trying to say she was ugly. Tanice, or she was trying to say your mother looked good. Like, for real. I mean, Sequoia, whatever your fucking name is. She was basically trying to say your mother looked good. You took offense to it and wanted to basically try to throw a drink on a pregnant chick. And now, a whole season later, we in a place where y'all can all be at each other's party. Okay. I'm telling you, people, the checks must be good. The checks really must be good because, like I said, it's just goofy. Like, so Brianna shows up to the party. First one was Brianna show up with a whole crew of people, as usual. And what kills me is Eric and Aaliyah are there, and you know Eric being messy. So Eric say, shit, I hope things stay peaceful because there go Brianna and her crew. Like, don't make it hot, Eric. And just stop being that shit, bro. Like, make sure you and Aaliyah is okay. Like, make sure whatever y'all got going on home with the kids and how you feel about her being down your back about gambling. Worry about that. Try that. So now, like I said, Cree gets there. First of all, Cree body is stupid. I seen a reviewer say something about Cree outfit, and I'm just like, bro, Cree looks good. She's a big one, though. And you know, Brianna's already there, so when Cree come in, it's like Brianna kind of just wants to make her presence known to Cree. And I'm just like, Cree is going to ignore you, Bree, so you're doing all of that for what? So after that, Tanice, Sequoia, and Cree basically end up talking about the situation with Lazy and Tiny dating. And she basically and listen, I'm glad somebody kept it a buck with her. Like, you need to remember when your mother and your father were together and how your father treated your mother. Now, it's one thing to say that, but it's another thing to turn around and say that you seen her parents on TV and that's where you got your depiction of them from. Cree, that's probably not the best way for y'all to get friends again, is talking about you seeing her parents on TV. Now, you could tell her very much like, girl, grow the fuck up. Mind your business or find you some business. Now, telling her that you seen her parents on TV and that you think that y'all can relate because of that is stupid, bitch. They went on TV for a check. You can't say that their parents are relatable. You're not about to say that Casey and Uncle Luke is relatable. I just don't see it. Or JoJo or whatever the fuck her father's name is. Like, I just don't see it. So, Twist, always trying to be the mediator, always trying to get somebody to sit down and chop it up because he want to be able to invite everybody to his parties. That's all it is. So he go gets Bree, and he takes Bree over, and he go gets Cree, and he basically sits them two down. And he like, you know, I just want some peace for real. So here, y'all two chop it up and see if we can come to a resolution. Bree already.
I can't have a conversation with somebody that is clearly inebriated. So I just let her talk. And
Bree already drunk, and the conversation ain't getting nowhere, and Cree can already see that. So at the end of the day, like, they talk, but Cree is very much like, I'm not willing to hear you out while you're inebriated like this. But she only say that in the confessional. Other than that, she sits there and she fake entertains her, which is beyond me, for real. Because if you really don't think that y'all gonna get no resolution, then you should have just told Twist, like, I don't think it's gonna go nowhere. I think we can be in the same room and not fuck with each other, versus trying to force it for TV. So in the next scene, I'm glad fucking Twist got Sequoia together, because she's sitting there talking to him about the mother and Lazy. And my thing is, how many people are you going to talk to about your mother? You're literally basically bashing your mother and her dating life to everybody. To everybody. And it's supposed to be like that. So my whole thing is, Twist tell her straight up, and he like, you worried about your mother dating a rapper, but you like me and I'm a rapper. So, Sequoia, what you doing? I don't blame him for telling that. Because again, I'm glad everybody is pretty much telling her like she's being childish. Like, I'm glad everybody is telling her she's being childish, because what are you doing? Like, you're literally acting like a child. I could see if you was 10 and your parents had went through a divorce and this was happening, and then your mother started dating your teacher. Okay, I get it. But you're in your probably 30s worrying about this shit. Like, it's not becoming. Let it go. Like I said last week, go find some business. So between Easy or JoJo, somebody invited Lazy ass to the fucking party. So Lazy pulled up to the party. Mind you, it's supposed to be somewhat invite only. And I guess Lazy is taking this as his opportunity to talk to Sequoia about the whole thing. So Sequoia rolled up and she like, who the fuck invited you? And she looking at JoJo and Eric, and she basically asking them, like, was this y'all? Because, of course, it probably was Eric, because Eric be secretly low-key stirring the pot. So Sequoia and Lazy finally had their face off, and she basically like, you know what's going on? Like I'm upset that my mother that told me up and knocking boots. First one was, don't say that. Don't say that they knocking boots. Because why would you even be thinking about your mother and your mentor doing anything? Like, granted, knowing that they're in a relationship is one thing, but visualizing them fucking is two different things. Like, two different things. So she gonna fire the mother, she gonna drop Lazy as a mentor, and then what? And again, here we go. She's acting just like Love and Hip Hop. You don't got no music. You don't. And we keep talking about her mother not being separated. I mean, not being divorced and only being separated. Bro, your father ain't holding on. Stop trying to make it seem like you know for a fact that your father is still pining for your mother. I'm not getting that vibe. I didn't get that vibe when you FaceTime him. I didn't get that vibe after Lazy said that everybody had a conversation about it. So you need to stop. Like, she's literally creating a whole storyline off the emotions that she think her father is supposed to have. Like, girl, get out of here. Get out of here. So she trying to tell him that, you know, like, it's going to be a conflict of interest for the business or whatever. And he like, I don't think so. We all family. This, that, and the third. But I'm saying family. I don't know about that now. And he telling her, like, me and the mother been friends for 20 years. We can't help whatever happened, you know, so. Here's my thing. Sequoia. Let it go, okay? You're doing too much. You need to stop talking about your mother, especially to other people. You can't say shit about her liking rappers because you like rappers. And you can't keep making it seem like your father feel a way about none of this. Because if your father felt a way about any of this, I'm sure your father would be reaching out to Lazy. Mind you, Lazy sat up there and said that he used to make babies to Jodeci music. I'm just like, it's probably the weirdest thing you could have said to his daughter. But I guess you're trying to prove your point that you don't have no beef and that it's all love. But it's like, bro, you don't have to explain shit to none of them. And this storyline is dragging on way too long. I need more because I feel like the episode wasn't shit. I feel like the episode wasn't good. All we did was talk about Sean Hairline, Cree and Bree, And Sequoia crying about the same shit, dragging her fucking mother. And like I said, get her ass off TV, because at the end of the day, if that's how she gonna carry her mother for a check, she don't deserve it. So that's my review of season 7, episode 4, Tuck and Roll. I mean, I'm gonna keep watching. I'm gonna keep reviewing. But Sequoia got to go.